Representative Proctor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I appreciate the comments from the representative from Atchison, and I'm not anti-vaccine either. That probably shocked some people up there in the balcony, but I am not against the vaccine. I believe that when any one person in our nation can stand up to a microphone and force people to have a medical procedure against their will with no checks and balances, with no debate, with no deliberation from our representatives in Washington, D.C., we're no longer free. And that's why I think that we need to do anything that we can as a body to oppose these mandates. And I agree with a lot of the stuff that some of my colleagues on our side of the aisle said about this not having a lot of the things that we want in it. I want to pass a bill that bans vaccine mandates in the state of Kansas. And you'll say, well, supremacy clause. Well, you know, there are a lot of states around us that have legalized marijuana against the federal statute, and I don't see the government running out and shutting all those states down. So I don't think it's a foregone conclusion that we can't ban these mandates and make it stick here in Kansas. But it will go to the courts, and it will slow down protecting Kansans who do not want to undergo this medical procedure. And so we've got to do something right now that will protect those Kansans, because we add a lot of the great amendments that I agree with in principle that I've heard my colleagues talking about. It will put this right in court, and while it's being argued in court, people are going to get kicked out of their jobs, get fired, get put on unpaid administrative leave forever because they don't want to undergo this procedure. So what? I'm not a doctor, and I'm not a lawyer. I spent 25 years as a soldier, and I want to tell you some things about tactics. The main battlefield in this fight is the court. Like it or not, the mechanisms, the same Constitution that protects our rights, provides procedures by which we ensure that those rights are protected. And the place where our inalienable right to liberty is going to be protected is in the courts. In the meantime, talking tactics here, we need to give Kansans weapons to fight against this tyranny that's being imposed on them. And I commend the Committee on Government Overreach. They have perfectly threaded the needle using federal language to arm Kansans to defend themselves against this mandate. And so while I agree with every one of the folks in principle that want to add this or want to add that to the bill, the tactics are that if you add it to the bill's going to get rolled up in court, and while lawyers are having debates about it, we will have unarmed all of our neighbors, and they will have no weapons with which to fight this tyranny. So I ask all my colleagues to keep those ideas. You bring them as bills in January. I'm your first co-sponsor, but please do not do anything to undermine this bill and send it off to the courts. Instead of put it in the hands of Kansans so they can fight this tyranny. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.